Welcome everyone to my Call of Duty Advanced Warfare impressions, day one impressions I would like to call it. And I played a couple games of online. I did a little bit of the story, barely a little bit of the campaign mode for Advanced Warfare. In this video, I'm just going to give my honest impressions about what I think about the game, and talk a little bit about the weapons, the maps, everything like that. So I have everything, all my little notes and everything on this memo that I copied for a little bit of notes about the game and stuff I want to cover in a specific order, so I won't just go all over the place and everything. So in this video, I'm going to give my honest impressions of what I think about Advanced Warfare and whether I think it's good or not, and compare it to the other Call of Duty games so far, based on what I played, because I played a couple online matches. I couldn't get every little video up, but I got a couple matches late last night for day zero once I got my copy from GameStop, as you guys probably saw. So here we go. But first things first, I would like to say that in all honesty, I think Advanced Warfare, I'm satisfied with the game, but it's not really a great game. I want to say it's good, but it's not really great in my opinion. And I would definitely say that it's a hell of a lot better than Call of Duty Ghosts, because that was a shitty game in all honesty. Because I traded that game in, I didn't think this game was going to be any good, but it's actually better than Ghost by a long shot, I want to say. And I'm really happy that I'm really satisfied with the game because it's better than Ghost. But I just wouldn't go so far to say I wouldn't go so far to say that it's better than Call of Duty 4 or Modern Warfare 2, because I wouldn't even put the game up there in comparison with those games, because it's just not that, that good of a game. And some of you guys are probably just maybe some of you guys probably don't even find anything special about the game. But most of you guys think that it's similar to Black Ops 2, which I agree with, and I would say that too. It's definitely similar to Black Ops 2. It has that Titanfall look to it, with the jetpacks and the boost movement, with the exo movement and everything, mixed with Crisis, with the cloak abilities and all, and almost a little bit like Halo. When you go to play the game, based on what I played, I kind of think of just like Black Ops 3 pretty much, with just like a futuristic version of Black Ops 3. And when I go to play it, and it's just not all that, it's a good game. I'm not attacking and bashing on it or anything, but it's just not like a big game to be like wowed and amazed by. But it has it's definitely different, and it takes Call of Duty in a different direction, since it's a lot different from all the other Call of Duties, especially compared to Call of Duty 4, which is a masterpiece. But anyway, let's just talk about it. Campaign thoughts, only played like the first mission or two so far. I only did like one video for the highlights and stuff. The campaign is never an issue, but I'm sure the campaign is going to be pretty good. Well, what I played so far, the graphics are good. The graphics look very good and very impressive, with all the little details and the characters and everything, different lightings and all. It looks very real. And the campaign is never an issue, so I won't go so much to talk about that. So I'm sure that's going to be good once I finish it, but it's definitely a good story so far. Now I'm just going to talk about the online multiplayer. So that's what this is going to be. This is going to be what really matters in this video, and what most people really care about when it comes to Call of Duty, because most people just skip the campaign. But in the game, it's exo abilities. You have the shield, overcloak, you have the Exo Shield, Overcloak, Mute Device, Exo Stem, Exo Cloak, I already said that, Overclock, Exo Cloak, and Exo Hover, Exo Ping, Exo Trophies, and the Exo Trophy system. But some of these abilities I didn't unlock, because you have to be a higher level. Like, I think the highest was like level 45, and the second highest was like level 33 to unlock most of these Exo abilities. But I didn't get that far, and I didn't level up my character that long, because I eventually got tired and didn't really play all night long and everything, because I wanted to get some sleep. But those are all the exo abilities and everything. So far I only rocked, like, for some of my classes, for my multiplayer videos, only rocked like Exo Shield and the Exo Stem so far. But as far as next is, I'm going to talk about the connections. The connections are good. Sometimes the ping is called in the game. This is basically the connections, but sometimes the bars go from like 5 to 1, and sometimes it can be like a little bit laggy here and there. But sometimes even with like the connections, it can kind of just lag out a little bit. But regardless of like the connections being good or bad, because sometimes the ping will drop for like 4 to 5 bars, which is the best connection you can get. It can go to like 1 or 2 bars at the most part, but even with those connections dropping, it still plays like it's a normal connection and plays pretty decent. But it's a couple lag issues, like from my second video, for example, when I got shot off the sky, my character actually froze in the sky when I died, and I didn't know. I thought my game crashed. I thought the game actually crashed my console, but it was actually the lag because most people were just getting the game, and it was a lot of people on the game, I'm sure, this week trying to play it. But as far as the connections goes, the connections are really decent. So the map sizes are medium size. Some of them are very large. I have yet to play on all the maps. I would say that the maps are like a little bit large, but you have that boost movement. You have the exo movement for a reason, and it's kind of good in a good way, regardless of how big the maps are, because you can just use the booster. You can use the jetpacks to get to just pretty much go around the map and just move around, get kills and everything. Regardless of how big the maps are, you can still just kind of traverse the maps easily with thanks to the boost and the exo movement and everything. So that's not really a big of a deal, and you'll get your campers and people just sitting in the corner camping, trying to get their kill streaks and all, but that's not really a big of a deal. But games like Call of Duty Ghosts, where you didn't have that with the jetpacks and all that, and the exo movement and everything, and the futuristic abilities, it was kind of annoying because you had to check every corner, and the maps were insanely large. You didn't even know where you're going. But I'm still kind of getting used to the game. It's definitely a different game. It's something to get used to, with like the constant just jumping and kind of just trying to look in the sky. You're not just looking on the ground for enemies and opponents to kill, but you have to make sure they're not on top of roofs or top of buildings and everything like that. So you have to really keep your wits about and be aware of what your surroundings are, because it might be some kind of enemy just camping at the top of the roof, or maybe with a sniper or something like that that could pick you off. But the map sizes are not that big of an issue. As far as the game modes go, it's 2 new game modes. Uplink, I did 1 match so far. A couple matches, but I have to upload those videos. But I tried out Uplink and Momentum, which are the 2 newest game modes for Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Uplink is where you have to pass around a satellite and just throw it into your opponent's goal. And then Momentum, it reminded me of like the Resistance game mode with those target zones you had to capture on, I think it was Resistance 2, or maybe I think it was Resistance 3 online. Of that game where you have to capture those target zones and hold them. And once you lose, if you lose all those flags on Call of Duty for Momentum, it's automatically over. The game's over right off the bat. You don't get a second round or anything. So I was just kind of surprised like that, because the game only lasted like 3 minutes, and I was the only person on my team who actually had a capture, while everyone's out just trying to get kills. Like, this is not a team-based game, it's an objective-based game, and that's kind of what I hate about just going and just playing with random. Sometimes you get those people that just try to, they want to just play like objective-based games, and they just try to, they tend to just try to get kills and don't even try to win, like focus on trying to win. Like, who cares about kills? If you want to play like for some players like that, like I don't get why do they just bother playing objective-based games like Momentum, Domination, Demolition, and sometimes Hardpoint when they don't even do the objective. Like, if you want to play kills and play for kills and try to compete for the most kills and try to be the best player, you guys can just go play Team Deathmatch, Kill Confirm, or something like that. Like just play some of those kill-based games where it matters. Don't just come in a objective-based game just thinking that you're just gonna get kills and just try to just help increase your kill-death ratio and everything like that. So that's something that I just hate. As far as the weapons in the game, you have your assault rifles, the SMGs, snipers, shotguns, the heavy weapons they're called, which is basically the light machine guns, and then you have the special weapons, where 2 special weapons: the riot shield, something called the heavy shield, which is basically the riot shield, and then the grenade launcher. But I didn't unlock all the weapons because I'm only on level 19 that I got. That was the highest I got to last night after all the videos I did. The Killstreaks aerial recon drone, UAV aerial assault drone, orbital care package, which is like a flying care package from the air that just drops down very quickly. The remote turret, you got the system hat, the SS-1 Vulcan, which was like a flare. I think I got hit by that. I didn't even know what that was. The missile strike, which reminds me like a Predator missile. Bombing run XS-1 Goliath, and which is, I think it's that little Transformers looking thing machine, and Warbird, which I got in one of my videos, and Paladin. I didn't get most of these kill streaks, and I never have yet to try all of them out because I can't really get much of a kill streak going. But so far I did when I was playing, like getting used to the game and trying to learn. I did end up getting like the Warbird and then the remote turret with my UAV score streaks. The Warbird is so far is my favorite kill streak so far, but I don't know how the rest of the other kill streaks are and how good they are. But I tend to kind of rock with that score streak because the Warbird actually covers you and attacks enemies as you go forward. So while you're on a run, boosting around, running around trying to find enemies, the Warbird can pick off enemies for you and tag them up right off the bat. So those are all the kill streaks and all this stuff so far, basically in the game. But that's all I have here. But for what I think about the game so far, I think that it's definitely, again, it's better than Ghost. I just wouldn't put it up there and say, oh, it's the best game. It's not the best Call of Duty game to ever come out. I'm just glad it's better than Ghost. That's all I really wanted. But I was sort of kind of hoping that it was going to be a little bit better than Call of Duty 4, but it's not. I just wouldn't put it up there and just compare it to Call of Duty 4 or Modern Warfare 2 because those games are masterpieces, and those are those two games still reign supreme to me, in my opinion. That's just me. That's just how I feel, but I don't know if anyone else feels the same, because some people just think that it's not really all that special, and some people are just not even going to bother getting the game, regardless of it being out, just coming out today and all like that, being the official release date. Some people are just not going to probably buy the game because I know Halo Master Chief Collection is coming out next week, and most people who are Halo fans, they can just have something to play and just for like a week, just kill time and just wait till Halo Master Chief Collection comes out next week, and people are probably going to just drop a Call of Duty Advanced Warfare and just play Halo Master Chief Collection and stuff like that for those big Halo fans. I was a Halo fan, but I stopped playing Halo because of Call of Duty, because my first game was Call of Duty 4 when I first got into Call of Duty, and I thought that was the greatest game when I first got that game on Christmas. I thought that was the best shooter I ever played. I thought it was a lot better than Halo, but from the way it's been falling off, and I would definitely say Advanced Warfare has kind of given it some life, the Call of Duty franchise some life, because it's pretty good. It's fun. It's a hell of a lot of fun. I have fun playing it, and it's I want to play it more. I feel like my opinions will stay the same because I still think it's better than Ghost, but I just don't think it's just like all the way like a superb game. But it's definitely brought some more the life that Call of Duty needed, the Call of Duty franchise and the Call of Duty community needed, because most people just, even the pro players, didn't even like Ghost and stuff like that, and most people were just attacking the game and it was saying it was the worst game ever, and that's just what I think about it. So it's definitely better than Ghost. I would say that it's fun. And if you are a Call of Duty fan, I would say I would recommend giving it a try, and maybe if you're a little bit suspicious about, a little bit just on against the fence or against the fence, just trying to decide whether you want to get the game. I would say just watch a couple more gameplay videos of the game modes that you like, and just see what you guys think about the gameplay videos, and just you guys can be your own judge, because that's just how I feel. I don't regret getting the game. It's a lot of fun, and it's good, but it's just not that great to me. It's not like a great game that's just like the best of Call of Duty, but I still say that Call of Duty 4 and Modern Warfare 2 still reign supreme in my opinion. So those are basically my impressions for the game, but I'm going to try to continue some more. And I also forgot to mention the survival mode. I played that a little bit too. So that was basically the survival mode. It's called Exo Survival Mode on Advanced Warfare, but it's basically survival mode from Modern Warfare 3. It's the same, except you can upgrade your weapons, and then you can actually take control of those, mainly control those little kill streaks and stuff like that. I had like one video showing that off, but some people were just backing out and everything. It got a little bit stale, and no one had mics on, so everyone was just doing their own thing. But that's the thing when you play with randoms and stuff like that. So some people were they won't revive you. Some people just play for themselves and everything like that. And people just play selfish when these kind of these co-op games and team-based games. But what can you do? But that's basically it for my impressions. I thought it was going to be zombies mode, but I'm guessing that's going to be a future DLC. And from what I heard, I guess you have to get the season pass to get it or something like that, or maybe I'm sure it's probably going to be an upcoming DLC. I thought it was just like a whole bit lie or just some kind of rumor that someone made up, but I guess it's like a upcoming DLC. But anyway, that's my impressions for Advanced Warfare. I'm going to try to continue to play it some more and try to learn it, and I'm still kind of getting used to it, but it's definitely a lot of fun. But if you guys want to have a game to have fun with, I would say Advanced Warfare is a good game. But if you guys are waiting for Halo Master Chief Collection, I would just say you guys can just go ahead and wait for it to come out next week, and just you guys can probably just skip Advanced Warfare if it's not your cup of tea. So that's it for this video. I'll be playing and uploading more multiplayer videos, and maybe I'll try out some more survival co-op modes.